The marketplace of Zenthar 7 buzzed with a cacophony of alien tongues and the acrid smell of exotic spices. KL adjusted the collar of his worn jacket, his human eyes scanning the crowd with practiced wariness. Earth was a distant memory now, just another backwater planet in the galactic consortium, and humans were considered little more than laborers, soft, weak, and expendable. That's when he saw her. Sira stood near a textile stall, her luminescent blue skin shimmering in the artificial sunlight of the dome. She was Veltharan, one of the enlightened races, with delicate crystalline horns curving from her temples, and eyes that held the depth of twin galaxies. She wore the robes of a diplomat's daughter, marking her as someone important, someone far above a human drifter, like him. The attack came without warning. A group of Orcs raiders burst from the crowd, their reptilian faces twisted in savage grins. Energy weapons would have triggered the market's defense grid, so they'd chosen primitive weapons, crossbows loaded with poison-tipped bolts. The crowd scattered in panic as the Orcs took aim at Sira, their target clearly chosen for ransom or political leverage. Kale didn't think. Thinking was a luxury humans couldn't afford in a galaxy that had already counted them out. He moved. His legs pumped as he sprinted across the market square, his boots finding purchase on alien cobblestones. Sira's eyes widened as she spotted the raiders, her hand reaching for a communication device that would never activate in time. The Orcs leader squeezed his trigger. Kale threw himself in front of her just as the first bolt flew. Pain exploded in his shoulder as the projectile punched through flesh and muscle. Then another struck his side. A third glanced off his ribs. Kale grunted, wrapping his arms around Sira and twisting to shield her with his body as they both fell to the ground. He could feel the poison working its way through his bloodstream, a burning ice that made his vision blur. "You fool!" Sira's voice was crystalline, musical even in panic. "Why would you? Humans can't survive Orcs poison. Market. Security." Kale managed through gritted teeth, already hearing the thrum of approaching enforcement drones. The Orcs heard it too, and fled into the maze of alleys, their assassination attempt foiled. Sira cradled Kale's head as he slumped against her, 3 arrows still protruding from his body. "Stay with me. Human. Please. Kale," he whispered. "Names. Kale." What happened next was a blur. Sira calling for emergency medical transport. The shocked faces of Veltharan medics who couldn't believe a human had taken poison meant for one of their own. The burning pain of advanced nanite therapy as machines repaired his shredded tissue and purged the toxins from his blood. When Kale woke 3 days later, he was in a room that gleamed with the polished crystal architecture of Veltharan nobility. Soft light filtered through prismatic windows, and the bed beneath him was more comfortable than anything he'd ever experienced in his 30 years of life. Sira sat beside him, her expression unreadable. "You're awake," she said softly. "The medic said, your recovery is remarkable. Apparently, human cellular regeneration is more resilient than our databases suggested." Kale tried to sit up and found, surprisingly, that he could. His shoulder was tender, his side ached, but he was alive. "Guess we're full of surprises." "Indeed." Sira stood and walked to the window, her silhouette backlit by the artificial sun. "My father, Ambassador Theron, has been informed of what you did. The Galactic Consortium has been informed. Do you understand what this means?" Kale shrugged with his good shoulder. "That I'm an idiot who got lucky?" She turned, and for the first time, he saw something unexpected in her alien features, a smile. "It means everything the Consortium believes about humans is being questioned. You acted without hesitation, without thought of reward or recognition. You placed yourself in mortal danger for someone you didn't know, someone from a species that has treated yours with indifference at best. You needed help," Kale said simply. "That's enough." Sira approached the bed and knelt beside him, taking his scarred human hand in her delicate, crystalline fingers. The Consortium measures species by their technological advancement, their military might, their economic output. They have never considered measuring by courage, by sacrifice, by the willingness to stand between danger and an innocent life. She reached into her robes and withdrew a small device, placing it in his palm. This is a consortium citizenship medallion. Not the limited class status given to humans, but full citizenship. My father has sponsored you. You will have access to education, travel, opportunities that no human has ever been offered. Kyle stared at the gleaming device, then back at Sira. Why? Because you showed us who humans really are, she said, her galaxy-deep eyes meeting his. Because my father believes, as I do, that a species capable of such selfless bravery deserves more than to be dismissed as laborers and drifters. And because... She hesitated, a faint blue blush coloring her cheeks. Because I would like to know the human, named Kale, if he'll permit me. Kale felt something shift in his chest. Something that had nothing to do with healing wounds. For the first time since leaving Earth, he felt something he'd thought lost forever. Hope. The reward was worth every wound, he said quietly, closing his fingers around the medallion. Sira's smile widened. Then, let us show the galaxy what they've been missing. Outside the crystal window, the dome of Zenthar 7 gleamed under artificial stars. And somewhere in the vast expanse of space, humanity's story was being rewritten one brave act at a time.